record. Hey everybody, this is Petey from the Spin Rack. We also have
Dalvin Ellis, ready to rock.
today we have a movie review of The Adventures of Cliff Booth, the sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Any interest in this?
As of right now, no.
Okay, this Brad Pitt is the biggest movie star right now. It's between him and Tom Cruise, and F1 did better internationally, across the world, worldwide than Mission Impossible. They're almost there's a gap money wise, but they're 1 and 2, right? So this is the biggest guy, and ultimately they had cars in that one. This one doesn't have it, so we'll see. The people are not going out for the action movies without the big metal action, because the recent Crime 101, which I saw, which was fine, I think now you need a big explosion, a bridge falling apart to get these big people to come out to see your movie, or metal monsters crashing. But we will see with the. It's not done by Tarantino. It's done by, I believe, David Fincher is doing this. So here we go.
So you helped Rick subdue those hippie intruders, huh?
Something like that.
You say that like there's more to it.
I don't possess many talents, but I know better than getting away with a good story. Think you're real funny, huh? I'm a little funny.
Come on, what do you say to that?
I don't have any interest in this movie. See, I'll probably end up seeing it for 2 or 3 reasons. One, it's Brad Pitt. I do like Brad Pitt as an actor. He tends to be in stuff that's enjoyable, including F1. So that's one particular thing for a draw. Two, this looks kind of stupid. Like I don't have to take it too seriously. So I can just go in, one of those light ones, zero expectations. Like, hey, if I like it, no problem. If I don't, I don't. And I probably won't see this unless it's streaming. So there you go. That's a three. Those are 3 reasons for me to actually see it. Otherwise, the only reason for me to have any interest in this is that I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was really taken or connected with the Cliff Booth character, and I actually want to see more of him, and I really don't.
Well, for me, I was pretty bothered with the Cliff Booth character, because he was like, I think before Black exploitation, we had heroes that could get shot in the leg and walk off and bleed down the block, but they didn't seem. I think what was it? Was it Shane that I watched? And it seemed like the hero wasn't invincible. It seemed like when the villain came in there, it was like, oh, sweat. I thought it was going to be old school, and then when the Black exploitation would come in with these superheroes, then the actors became Die Hard he showed he could be injured, but we had the Stallones and this, that, and the other, and even what's the name, like Any Which Way with Loose, even though he was the toughest fighter, he could get hit and hurt. I think the Cliff Booth character was a little too invincible, and he was the new superhero for the present day. So he didn't give in to the free sex, free love period. He didn't, mess with the Manson girls, when at the time in Hollywood, I mean, that's how Manson was getting around. He was bringing the girls and at the same time, you could always go to the clinic to deal with the venereal diseases. So that's how people were dealing with stuff. He had these girls; they were wild, and the hard part is that the people still bring around girls to different things. So he wasn't. He could fight off that. He could give a girl a ride and not be interested, worried about the girl's age, the whole deal, all present day sensibilities, and then go to the Spawn Ranch, knowing that these guys were planning this. They were planning a war against the Black Panthers, even though it was delusional because they shot a drug dealer. They didn't shoot a Black Panther, but they thought since he was black and he had an afro, he was a Black Panther. So they were gearing up for their own war. There's no guns at the Spawn Ranch. So he goes on there, beats the hell out of everyone, and nobody's got. They had artillery. They when they arrested them before the actual thing, they got arrested and they confiscated a ton of guns while they were in the hills. So it was and it was tough seeing them change the history of it because the history of Charles Manson and his crimes before the crime. He had enough crimes to be in jail during the time that the crimes happened because he was a person who'd been in jail all his life, so he was on parole, or he was stealing cars, killing people, and cut someone in the face, that sort of thing. So he shouldn't have been on the streets. So it's kind of a tough thing to have this guy be the hero. And it's basically the original idea is just taking a Dean Martin movie and saying, hey, let me do a actor who's old. Let me do Sharon Tate. Let me bring Bruce Lee in there because you don't really know why Bruce Lee in there. Oh, it's Hollywood. Bruce Lee's going to be in there. No, they're trying to take this Dean Martin thing that had Tate, Dean Martin, and Bruce Lee and introduce a stuntman who would be the stuntman for the old guy. But then let's make them, the two hottest guys. We got we have Leo and we have Brad Pitt. So that's that. It's an easy sell. It's an easy sell. But now we don't have Leo. We just have Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt coming off of F1, and they have a car chase in it. So maybe they can get the F1 people in there. So I'm worried about it. And the hard part is trying to just show like Mad Men, showing Hollywood behaving badly. I think it needs to be more than that. And I think since what's that thing? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood kind of pulled the police out of the whole thing and their involvement of allowing this stuff to happen and having him be the hero and just taking care of business. I say all that to say is it's going to look good. It was a David Fincher movie. I liked some of his earlier stuff. Obviously, what's the one Brad Pitt was in, Fight Club. I really like the game. The game is my favorite, but Fight Club is really good. Panic Room is great. I think post that, everything has looked good. So this is going to look good. I don't know if the stories match. And the same thing that's going on with Ridley Scott. It's going to look good, but in my opinion, movie-wise, it's not like comics where they say good art can save a bad story. Looks can only get you so far in film. So I'm not saying looks, the look of the film. So I hope there's a story there. They do a little bug out thing, scratching out the alcohol and the cigarettes. We'll see if that works out into a good movie. So those are my thoughts. I know, but I'm interested to see if his star power works for this. So Tarantino was selling the other one with Leo and what's the name? He had F1 that isn't sold by by any of that factor. So we got this. We'll see what the audience is going to do right now because it's a weird period and it doesn't have any metal robots crashing against each other. Any other last thoughts?
No.
Come on, man. No, I'm kidding. Spin a rack.
We're out.